welcome. So I'm doing my 10th sealed event for Dominaria United. It's time for a traditional sealed, so it's I'm alternating between best of 3 and best of 1. So I've just in best of 1 I went 2 and 3 with a black-green deck, which is okay. It's not the best, but it's pretty decent. You get 600 gems back with that result. I'm just going to get this started. So, interesting. I've not seen this card before, Keldon Flame Sage, and we've managed to get 2 copies of it. So it's a 2/3 for 3. It does have Enlist. Whenever it attacks, look at the top X cards of your library, where X is the power of the Keldon Flame Sage, which of course you can pump with Enlist. You may exile an instant or sorcery card with mana value X or less from among them. Put the rest on the bottom of your library. You may cast the exiled card without paying its mana cost. You get a free spell. It has to be an instant or sorcery. I think this is fantastic. This would be great for a red-blue spells deck. We just have to see if we get enough spells to sort of justify it. Possibly a red-white deck would work as well. There's quite a few white removal spells. So that's pretty encouraging, first of all. Talking of blue, we have another Vodalian Hexcatcher. I've seen this guy before. It's a kind of a tribal lord for merfolk. Lets you sacrifice merfolk to do a sort of a 1-point power sink. It can only counter non-creature spells as well. That's a good point. So the power of this card depends on how many merfolk you have, and I don't think there are very many merfolk in the set. There's one pretty good one that does it kind of scries the top of your deck, a certain chunk of the top of your deck equal to your domain score. That's the best one. There's also Tatiova, who's the legendary one, who's really good. But yeah, chances are that this is probably unplayable. We've got a green card here, Quirion Beastcaller. This is a good early drop, and it gets bigger and bigger the more creatures you have. So this is better for a creature strategy as opposed to a spell strategy. I don't know if we'd play this. We'd play green and red. You can get lucky and get a lot of green spells, giant growth type effects, and sort of fight spells and things. There's a fight spell and a punch spell in this set. We've got multi-card cards here, so we'll look at Shanna. Shanna's got green, so could be played with a Quirion Beastcaller potentially. Shanna's a 3/3 lifelink, and if you gain life, basically in your end step, you can pay mana to draw cards. 1 mana per card, and it can't exceed the amount of life gain you've had that turn. So obviously she kind of combos with herself, so if she gets through and survives somehow and gains 3 life, you could draw 3 cards at the end of the turn if you pay 3, which is a really very, very strong result. But you've got to get through all of that your opponent's removal. So she's got a big target painted on her when she's in play. It's a shame she doesn't share any colours with the Flame Sage, but so I don't know if this is the best, maybe the strongest card here. We've got Sulkanar the Tainted, so it's 5 mana, it's red, black and blue, it's a 5/5, and you want this card with some kind of sacrifice effect because it's got 4 abilities. You have to choose one of them that hasn't been chosen before in the end step, 3 of them are really good. So you've got draw a card, you've got a 2-point drain life on your opponent, and you've got 3 damage to a creature or planeswalker. The 4th one is you exile it, and your opponent gains control of Solkanar. So you want him to die before that happens. But you do get quite a lot of value out of him. You get probably kill one of those creatures and draw a card. And probably you're swinging in a couple of times with a 5/5, which may not be that easy to deal with. So he's good. You kind of just want some kind of, ideally a bounce effect. You bounce him back to your hand, get to replay him, or sacrifice him if it comes to it. But I'm pretty excited about the 2 Keldon Flame Sages. These are we'll have to just count the number of spells we can put together in a deck. Obviously, Shanna's very limited by the colours that she costs, but she's very powerful. As is the Beastcaller's good, and Solkanar's good. I don't think the Hexcatcher is very good. So I think it's 5 decent rares here, and 1 rare that's almost certainly very weak. We'll just actually I'll do a little search for Merfolk right off the bat. We'll just check if how we're doing on that front. Yeah, it's not good. There's 1 other Merfolk, so a 1/1. Basically, this is a 1/1 flash for 2 mana that can pump this guy to a 2/3. It's this guy's good. This is good with a spells deck. But even if you're playing this, you probably wouldn't bother with the Hexcatcher, to be honest. Right, so now we go through colour by colour. I always start with artifacts, and what we're looking for is mana fixing, card selection, card advantage. We're looking for evasion creatures, and finally we're looking for removal spells. So this guy, I'd include all these artifacts because this guy's mana fixing, this guy's card selection. You get to scry 2, and this is not only removal, but it's also mana fixing. It is quite pricey. It does cost 5, the meteorite, but I do use it. I used it in my last deck because it was green and black with a lot of double green, a lot of double black spells. I just needed that extra bit of fixing in the deck to make it a bit more consistent. So we'll look at white. We've got removal. Right, skip this one. That's Benalish Faithbonder's removal. That's removal. Skip this one. This is card advantage. You get a card back from your graveyard. Very strong card, the Phyrexian Missionary. Take up the shield. We'll skip this for now because it is a what I call a combat trick. I think it's a very strong combat trick. It's very playable. Cavalier gives you an extra creature, so that is good. Include that. It's 2 citizens arrests, and that's fantastic. So that's already looking like a lot of removal, and 2 stall for times. This is I've lost 2 games recently, but to stall for time, it's completely just blown me out. Captain's Call is 3 creatures for 1, so I'd say that's a good deal. That's worth considering. Heroic Charge is a good kind of payoff card for going wide. Because we've got go wide effects, I think we consider this. Shalai's Acolyte is a big flyer potentially. It's a 3/4 for 5, which is good. 3/4 flying, but it can get to 5/6. I think this is a really fantastic sort of finisher. On balance, white is looking very strong. That's we've just included 14 cards to look at, and I definitely consider maybe take up the shield. Let's look at blue. Illusionist is good. Right, cheap flyer, can be a 3/3 flyer for 5, and it can mana fix for you as well. Very good. Vortex, good removal card. Founding the Third Path. It it sort of does a few things. You can cast an instant or sorcery for free. So what we'll do is we'll have just a look and see how good the first step is for this card. And looking at there is quite a good selection of cheap spells. So I think that is definitely a good card. And then you get to cast an instant or sorcery from the graveyard as well. So you can imagine, casting Lightning Strike for free and then casting it from your graveyard a couple of turns later could be very useful, or impede momentum for that matter. This is a good sort of, I'd call it a removal card. You're tapping something down for 3 turns. It's a tempo card, I suppose you'd call it. It lets you sort of kind of win the next 3 turns, in a way. Impulse is good. You get a nice card. You get it's good card selection, and it's instant. You can do that at the end of your turn. You can cast it with Founding the Third Path, which is nice, and then do it again on step 3. Joint Exploration. Yeah, this is good. Card selection, scry 2, draw. So that's pretty cool. Negate. We're playing best of 3. I won't consider negate in the main deck. I think people do play it in the main deck, and that's it works. It definitely works. I like to be a bit more aggressive and play with more creatures and more sort of unconditional removal spells. So I'll skip that for now. Talas Lookout is really good. So 3/2 flyer is great, and then it gives you a card if it dies. So, and your opponent is going to really want to kill this. And then finally we've got no less than 4 Tide Pool Turtles, which is a ridiculous number. I don't know if we play all 4 of them, but I do think this card is good. It's got a big fat body, 5 toughness, should block most things, and it can just really help you late game. You just it's in the late game. What do you call it? When it's a stalemate situation, or maybe you're slowly dying to an evasion creature. This is going to help you find that answer on the top of your deck. Maybe you've got 6 mana up. You might even have 9 mana up. You can scry 3 times and just dig through your deck for that answer. So there's game situations where this is really good. I don't know if you play all 4 of them. I don't know if there'd be room in the deck for that. 1 or 2 might be very good. Right, look at black. So I like the Vivisector. I think that's a good ability, so that's giving you a bit of card selection. The Goblin I'm not so much of a fan of. I don't think -1 is enough. It's okay though, it's not bad, it's playable. The Abomination I'm not a fan of. I've just been playing that in the green-black deck, and a few times it was just a dead card in my hand. I was dying to that one evasion creature I couldn't deal with, and this was effectively gonna mean I had 1 less turn to actually find a solution. That's quite a common, that kind of happened in my last 2 games. Quite a common situation, so yeah, life is quite precious. It works if you have a whole sort of aggro deck. So you're playing this for to have a consistent rollout of creatures that just overwhelms your opponent in the early game. That's where this makes sense. I think maybe a couple of them is quite good, but it's risky. It's risky, and it's not all that consistent as well. Right, Sabotage. I tend to not play the discard cards, but it could be good. It could actually be good. Balduvian Atrocity is good. Yeah, this gives you a creature from the graveyard temporarily, I think. That's alright. Salt End is good, self-mill, and then you can get a creature back for 5 mana late on. Gives you a bit of card advantage later. Gibbering Barricade, that can give you card advantage. You can sack the target of some removal and get a card. The Warhorse makes an extra creature. It's a sacrifice outlet, which can be important. That can be, talking of Sulkanar the Tainted, that could be a useful sacrifice outlet to have. If we look at red cards, we're kind of hoping for a few spells here to go with our Keldon Flame Sage, which we will include now. We have the Phoenix Chick. Right, so the 1/1 Flying Haste can come back as a 2/2 Flying Haste. I think this is really good. Lightning Strike, of course, good. Smash to Dust, decent spell. Does usually for just doing 1 damage to everything, and sometimes you can blow up a Joda's Codex, which is probably the best artifact. Well, at uncommon anyway. Sprouting Goblin. Let's look at this. Right. This one can sacrifice a land to draw a card. If you kick it with green, you can actually get a land. That's a really good goblin. Fantastic. Through the possibility, we definitely include this for the spells deck. That's the idea that we've got. I like the Berserker. Definitely get a 2-for-1. This guy's got Menace, so that's evasion. That's good. Trample is evasion as well. That is also good. And the Fire Antidote is another spell, and it's more removal. Okay, so far, is anything as good as white? Well, blue and red are not bad. 12 each. And if you're playing a 40-card deck, you kind of need 17 lands and 23 cards, so we've got a blue and red deck here. That's the good news. There's 24 cards to choose from. If that is the way we're going, just a rough idea of instants and sorceries. We've got 15 under sort of selection so far, so probably about 8 of them are blue and red. We'll check that later. We'll go and have a look at green. So we do have a pretty impressive green creature here, the Beastcaller. We'll see if this is possible. So Gaea's Might is a combat trick, which I don't usually consider. I did play Gaea's Might in my last deck, so it was a black-green deck with some big creatures, and that's where I think a pump spell can get you a lot of value. If they're forced to block your big creature with 2 or 3 guys, then you're getting maybe a 2 or 3 for 1. I think that's where this card is good. The problem I had, of course, was dealing with flyers. The last couple of games I lost because they had 1 flyer I couldn't deal with. So Gaea's Might is no good for taking out that little flyer. So that's kind of why I don't want to consider these kind of cards. I sort of realised that's why I don't like them. It's because, yeah, it's not an answer to evasion. Tail Swipe is an answer to evasion, so that's a good removal card. The Beastcaller is a really good creature. Snarespinner blocks a flyer, so that's good. Vineshaper Prodigy, very happy to see 2 of these. So this is for green-blue. Kick at 1 blue and 1. So for 4 mana, you can look at the top 3 cards of your library, put 1 into your hand, and the rest on the bottom of your library. So you're getting that kind of brainstorm effect, or I don't think it's brainstorm, but it's you're getting to choose 1 card from 3. Really, really good card. I was kind of wincing as I was playing against people who had this card. They'd play 1, then they'd play another one, and I just thought, yeah, I was I was jealous. I was jealous that I didn't seem to be getting any of these at all. We have the Deathbloom Gardener, so I like this. It's an elf that it ramps you out some. It's a bit of extra mana. It's a bit of mana fixing, and it's got Death Touch as well. Very useful. But we've Crusher. Usually don't include these ones, so it's a 2/5 within list. So it's a big fat body that can do some attacking, get pumped up. It's all right. It's all right. I think we don't consider it though. The Worm, Elfhame Wurm. See, this is like the most common green creature I see all the time, and it's really good. It's vigilance and trample, so it's got evasion. So yeah, obviously good with things like Gaea's Might as well. You have trample creatures. The Territorial Maro. Power and toughness are equal to twice the number of basic land types among lands you control. So, and he's 5 mana. So he's another, just, his thing is just being a big creature. Nothing else special about him, but potentially he's the biggest thing in the set, I think, because he can be a 10/10. So this guy's good. I think good, he's just he's efficient in terms of stats if you're playing a domain strategy. Mossbeard Ancient has trample, gains you 5 life. It's good. It's a good card. Bought it. All right. Let's I'll just look at all of the multicolor ones together. Usually, all of these are so good you just include them. So this guy does a bit of draw and discard. If you dump an instant or sorcery, you can do a 1-point drain life. You can sack him to get a spell back. You can sack him to actually cast a spell from the graveyard. So, yeah, good card. Include that. Lagermoss is really good, so he makes a 2/1 trample haste creature every turn. They get sacrificed at the end. Good when you have sacrifice effects as well. Vortic Bone Rattles are fantastic, so got a domain effect that lets you bring a creature back from the graveyard to the battlefield. If it's too expensive, it still goes back to your hand, so still decent. And then all of these multicolour creatures do something really powerful, so include all of these. And then these are our lands here. So we're strongest in green-red. We've got a couple of wooded ridgelines, which is good to know. We do have some support for blue-red. We've got a tributary. We've got red-black. So you notice that's 4 lands with red. And we've got a blue-black land as well. So a couple of blue lands. So it's not too bad. It's not looking too bad for the blue-red deck. Possibly blue-red-black as well, if we're thinking we can play Solkanar. But yeah, there are no white sources here, so it's the drawback. But so we'll just so we've selected 80 cards. We've got to cut 40 of them. And yeah, white's the strongest, but red and blue are both pretty strong. Even black with 11 cards, as I say, you want to find 23 playable cards for your deck. So even the 2 weakest colours here, you could make a green-black deck with 23 decent cards. So we don't have the easiest decision here of what to do. But I might decide to just cut white. It's the strongest colour, but there's no support for it in my tap lands. My multicoloured creatures, there is Ojanen and Shanna. But I don't think I can ignore getting the 2 Keldon Flame Sages. I think we've got the best deck is going to involve trying to get value out of this card. That is my gut feeling, and we just drop our strongest colour, which is white. Yeah, 2 Citizens Arrests is good, but it's double white as well, so it's quite a strong commitment to white. Yeah, probably give up on Shanna. Shalai's Acolyte is pretty powerful, but I'd say maybe this is splashable if we can find room for green. Then again, I think, yeah, looking at the support we've got in the lands, okay, there's a bit of support for green-red as well, but I think maybe we drop the Acolyte. Don't even bother trying to get white mana as well. And we've got a Deathbloom Gardener, we do have a Salvaged Manaworker as well. So I think maybe black is kind of it's not that good. Lagomos is really good, but no black removal cards. Yeah, it's not looking great there. Probably can't play Vohar, to be honest. I think the argument for green are the Vineshaper Prodigies. Getting 2 of these is very big. But so that would be blue-green. I think we'll just call it. We'll just cut green and just see what it looks like. See how many spells we've got. 6 instants and 3 sorceries. We might give up on Bortuk and maybe we can get away with the Lagomos. Joint exploration without the kicker. Is there any point? Arguably not, I would say. I think all of these are good. Smash to dust. I think, yeah, we're best of 3. I think we can leave this to the sideboard. So that's one little thing we can do. We can go, right. Some of these cards are sideboard. Oh yeah, we've got 4 Tidal Turtles. That might be overdoing it a little bit. I think let's drop 3 of them. Takes us down to 41. And there's one little issue. We don't have a way of sacrificing Sokonar. I don't think we worry too much about that, to be honest. I wonder, do we care much about our Coalition War Brute? I mean, he's pretty good, but we've kind of got our enlist plan here with the Keldon Flame Sage. Maybe we can cut the War Brute. Let's see where that leaves us. 14 creatures, 5 instants, 2 sorceries, so 7 spells. It's not as many spells as I'd like. This might not be a very good deck, I have a feeling, but yeah, I think I'll call it end of part 1 there and have a little think about this, and yeah, we'll see if yeah, we can use green possibly instead of blue, I suppose. No, that wouldn't really make sense. We want, the best thing about green is Vineshaper Prodigy. And I guess one mana fixing card there. And the big creatures and things. It's kind of a different, yeah, it's kind of a different strategy, I suppose. Possibly green-white blue is the way to go, because we've got the Shanna, got big creatures, big flyers, and we can splash a bit of blue to try and get the Vineshaper kicker. Don't know if is there much else in blue. We could play the Pixie Illusionists and probably just play them as 3/3 flyers. Probably can't play the Lookout. Yeah, maybe there's a blue, white, green deck in here with a few flyers, basically. Flyers, white removal, stall for time. Could be quite strong, I reckon. I'll put the Flame Sage on the front. There we go, like that. Just remind myself, I'm pretty sure we're playing best of 3. I seem to remember saying that. Yeah, we are best of 3. I'm thinking spells deck, game 1. Then do a transformation sideboard and do the green-white deck, game 2. just completely boggle their mind. Yeah. So anyway, that's the end of part 1. Thanks for watching so far, and I'll try and figure this out. And welcome back. So this is the red-blue deck as I left it. I've had second thoughts about this deck. I counted up the removal. There's only 5 removal cards really, and only 3 of them are spells. So you've got the Firenado, the Lightning Strike, and the Impede Momentum. Oh, and Rona's Vortex. So I guess that is 4. But then you've also got Solkanar and Meteorite. There's permanents that do removal. So I think it's definitely tempting to build around Keldon Flamesage, but I don't think we've got enough spells to justify it. It's it's 4 removal spells. There's card draw spells and stuff. Throw of Possibility, Impulse, and things like that. But I don't think it's going to be very effective. I'll show you what I've done instead. This is just the deck I've copied to my deck list. My decks. So this is Take Up the Blade. We'll just actually go to Resume Sealed here. So this is the white-green deck, splashing blue for Shanna. So this is, this was quite interesting to build. What I've gone for is a big creature theme. And because I've got big creatures, I can run, I think Take Up the Shield makes a lot of sense because I want to protect my creatures. It happens to give lifelink as well for that turn, which I think that's good synergy with Shanna, of course, because her life gain effect, her card draw effect depends on life gain. So that seems like quite good synergy. Also, we've got Mossbeard Ancient, which gains life. So there isn't an awful lot of life gain. That's sort of about it. That's like 4 sources, including herself. 5 sources. We do have a Phyrexian Missionary with lifelink as well. But the difficult decision was, I realised there's quite a tempting go wide strategy because I've got Argivian Cavalier. I've got 2 of those, in fact. Captain's Call and Heroic Charge. So these were in the deck. I thought, right, we're not going to go wide. We're going to go big creatures. So I thought, yeah, just cut all these, basically. We're not running the Destroy Evil. We are in best of 3, so I thought, I'll just have this as a sideboard card. And it can probably come in for maybe a Stall for Time or a Citizen's Arrest. That might make a lot of sense if we need it. So now the mana, we've got 8 white sources, 6 green, and 3 blue with these. We're sort of splashing some domain stuff. So I think the domain guys are the Maro and Tsar Ojanen. So Tsar his job is to buff up low toughness creatures. So I do have several quite big creatures, but still, yeah, there are going to be a few things to buff up who will appreciate Tsar. So I thought I nearly cut him for let me see, Bortuk Bone Rattle, but I decided a bit too difficult to splash for black here. I don't think we've got the best splashes available. we've got, well, what we do have is the Salvaged Manaworker, Deathbloom Gardener. So that kind of adds sort of 2 sources of mana. So we've got the 3 blue sources and these 2 cards. If I just double check my favourite article about mana, which is by Frank Carsten. How many sources do you need to consistently cast your spells? It's called. I think it's reasonable for me to just try and cast Shanna on about turn 5. Turn 5. It actually says I need 6 sources to cast to have 6 blue sources to have blue by turn 5. Which would we cut our planes for that extra island? I think very, very risky when you start cutting planes out of this deck. There's actually quite a lot of green. There's just the white has we've got double white and Citizen's Arrest. Double green guy comes a lot later, so that's less of a big deal. But 6 forests is a bit iffy. We'll see how many we need for our cheap creatures, actually. Okay, yeah, it recommends 9 green sources for a 2-drop. So that's a bit iffy. We might have to go 7 forests and 7 plains, because we've got our early plays are green. So this is what they call the 7-7-3. Yeah, it's not great, but I guess we count the Mana Worker as an extra thing for all of the colours. So that's 8 plains, 8 forests, 4 islands. Gardener can count for islands and plains. So yeah, it's the mana's a little bit iffy. There's no other fixing things I can add, but yeah, I guess we'll go for it and hope for the best. Yeah. One advantage of playing blue, of course, you get the Pixie Illusionist. If you're playing like blue as a main colour, so that's one thing to consider. That could be a bit of extra mana fixing. But if we decided we wanted to go green-blue, maybe, and then we could run Joint Exploration and Pixie Illusionists. Green-blue. Could be okay, I guess. Lots of Tidal Turtles. Okay, right, now I think I'll stick with this deck. I think it's better than the blue-red deck. I think we'll keep it simple. I was talking about doing a transformation sideboard, just sort of switching between the blue-red and green-white. I think that's a bit ambitious, and I'm not sure I gain much by playing the blue-red deck. I think I feel it's just going to be weaker. It does have a lot more card draw and card selection, so it'll probably hit its lands a bit easier. That is one thing in its favour. Notice traditional is a bit less popular, so you tend to have to wait at least two minutes. I think giving it 3 minutes is probably about right. Okay, that's 2 minutes. Okay, yeah, 3 minutes, so cancel here and requeue, just in case there's a problem with the queuing. So I've been looking at my collection for Dominaria United, and yeah, I've sort of been lucky, I guess, in a way. I've got a full play set now of 4 different cards in Dominaria. There's lots of cards I don't have any copies of at all, but yeah, so I've got Shivan Reef, so that's the blue-red Painland. So I'll probably make a deck based on that. I might bring back my blue-red Artifacts deck. Not played that for a while. But also got 4 Defilers of Vigor, which is a pretty nice one. Of course, probably the most popular Defiler. People have been playing that against me quite often. Oh, there we go, got an opponent. Let's go full screen, there we go, that's a bit better. Okay, that is a 1-land hand. We've got a couple of green 2-drops. So you could gamble to try and... opponent's going first, so we actually do draw an extra card. But I think we'll take a mulligan here. So now it's 3 land. There's no source of white. We do have green and blue. We can't cast anything. But we only need a plains to cast Shanna. So it's pretty bad, but I'm very happy to see 3 lands. I think we have to keep it, really. We can't risk mulliganing and getting another 1-land hand. I think the Shalai's Acolyte, yeah, we need 2 more lands to play that. It's quite a good card, but these 2 cards here might keep me alive a bit more. We just have to see if we can top deck a plains. So this is a problem. Okay, we top decked plains. I'm very, very happy indeed. Okay. White-black is very popular, actually. Seems like quite a strong combination. I guess I can play the Missionary and try and gain some life with it. That's right, I don't have many black sources in the deck at all, so it probably is going to be a 2-3 lifelink most of the time. Illusionist, okay, nice. With his bit of stuff there. I'm going to swing with the Missionary because these could double block for 2 damage. And I want to bring out removal or combat tricks if possible. So it's not a problem for Shanna. And I'll just play the Shanna on turn 3. It's just a shame we don't have any mana. But obviously, yeah, it's only turn 3. Herd Migration, cool. That's this Manaworker. Manaworker is doing work. So yeah, I guess 4 colours then. Probably nice to see that in the graveyard. Ah, wow, okay, he's got his Vineshaper Prodigy working. Let's take 1 damage. Okay, we're going to get to 5 mana. So the now the thing here, Shanna obviously can get double blocked and killed, which is not good. We could stall for time, tap these guys down without kicking it, get a 5-point life swing in my favour, draw a card from stall for the time, and draw a card from Shanna. That seems quite good, to be honest with you. There's nothing, we can't really do anything else this turn. Well, we can hit with a missionary, and we'd draw 2 cards off the missionary. Yeah, I'm gonna do the stall for time. I think this is kind of fun. And we've got our own Vineshaper Prodigy, which is awesome. Take action, yes, let's pay 1, please. Draw a card. Runic Shot, yeah, she's out of there. Okay. Very cheap as well, Runic Shot. Right, so we've got a Vineshaper Prodigy we can use as well. That'll be we might want to do that later. I think we want to be more aggressive. So we've got Elfhame Wurm here. We do have 4 basic lands, so we can actually pump the missionary if we tap Tsar. I think that's what I want to do. I want to swing with the missionary. Play Tsar. Then we could play. I think we play Prodigy next turn. Oh, well, he's dead. Okay. Right. But okay, 2 removals down. He gets to scry again. I'll take 4. Leaving Skyrider kills the missionary. Okay, that's removal number 3. And it's on a creature. Okay. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Okay. Down to 1 card. Does he have an answer for the Elfhame Wurm? Well, we'll see. If he has a 4th removal, I will doff my cap to him. He's done very well this game. He had Citizen's Arrest. He has a 4th removal. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Does he have an answer to the Mossbeard Ancient? Because okay, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have the right mana for this guy. That's going to keep us in the game a little bit. Removal number 5. Come on. Let's see it. Oh, that's damage. And we have a flying blocker as well. That's very nice indeed. Okay, yeah. 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, he can block my Ancient with everything. But then he just attacks back with everything. If he top decks, well, if he top decks removal, he can hit me with 8, 9, 10 damage. Which, you know, I wouldn't put it past him, but then I can swing back with 12. Kind of swing in. I don't care. Yeah, he's going to take the damage. I'll play the Acolyte. Wonder what he's top decked here. Okay, it's Death Toucher. That's going to be good against my Ancient. I think it's, well, Vineshaper. Okay, yeah, little Snarespinner is pretty good, I think, because he's got the small flyers. That's a pretty decent defensive measure. Maybe keep a forest in my hand, though. I think, yeah, just swing in the air here. Oh, wait. That's got reach. That's got reach. So you can trade off here, 4/4 and 2/2. I'd lose this guy. Yeah. So we'll do no attacks. We'll play the spinner. And end the turn there. Okay, another Vineshaper Prodigy. Okay. Kind of one stall for time. We're building up bodies on the ground. Useful blockers to have, I think. I think we'll keep playing the Vineshapers. That's another big creature. Okay, go next. And no attacks. End the turn. Okay, another body for him, another card as well. Okay, over to my turn. So we've got some black cards in there as well. So stall for time. Could tap those down, draw a card. But I think no. I think we want to kick it when the time comes. 6, 7, 8. I want to just keep building up bodies here. Another Deathbloom Gardener, so yeah. This is the problem for my Maro and my Mossbeard Ancient. Okay, that's solid. We've also so the problem is the Meria's Outrider, isn't it? So we can arrest that now, and then we'll still have enough for a stall for time as well. Which we'll do in his upkeep. So Meria's Outrider is the problem. Stop on his upkeep. Yeah. swing in with a big flyer. Okay, blocking like that. Fair enough. What's he got? Okay, well, end the turn there. I'm not sure what he's got. Lightning Strike is what he's got. That makes sense. Okay, so stall for time. We could do this now. No, we'll do it at the end of his turn. I think that would make a lot more sense. Okay, that's a nice card as well. Yeah, do we keep the Snarespinner back? Yeah, I think so. We're getting through with 7 damage as a trading off. I think that's fine. Let's end the turn there. Yep. Okay, yeah. Pleased with my deck there. I'd say he's got smaller creatures. We did see one 4 toughness creature. We did see an enchantment. So I think this is a destroy evil kind of situation. And what do we drop instead? We saw how good stall for time was there. Arguably the Maro is less good because it doesn't have trample. It'll get taken out by a death touch. So I think drop the Maro. That was after a very dodgy opening hand, actually. No white mana. Oh, this is nice. So we've got green and white. Turn 2, turn 3 play. Yeah, very solid. It's actually let me go first, which is interesting. And there's black mana we've drawn, so we could hold the missionary back, but I'm going to get in there, potentially with some damage. See if he's got an answer. So white, blue. Okay. We'll go. Yeah, we'll definitely go for a Deathbloom Gardener here. Got both of our take up the shields. So he's hit 3 colours. That's a good start for him. Want another card. Okay, yeah, so black mana, pretty good. Swing in with a missionary. And the turn. This is what I'm worried about when I play 2 combat tricks in the deck. I'm going to draw both of them and no creatures, but this situation looks okay so far. So I've got no defense against flyers at the moment. That's sort of what we're worried about. This seems like a waste, doesn't it? I think no, we let that through. We're not going to take up the shield just to stop 2 damage and kill a creature. Okay, In fact, you're going to take up the shield and get indestructible. Which, see, I just made a good decision there. I'm surprised as anyone. Right. Okay. Now, I'm tempted to play the tap land, but I want to play the Librarian and have take up the shield mana. So yeah, I'm gonna swing in with both of these guys. Oh, we could tap the Gardener. Let's play a tap land, tap the Gardener. Why? Okay, you know, I understand why. I understand why. Okay, Librarian comes into play. Okay, okay. These both give me answers against flyers. I think I like the tail swipe a bit more. That's very cheap to play. And then I think we'll swing in with the Missionary. Wow, that's nice, isn't it? Look, first 5 turns. Another Runic Shot, another take up the shield. Nice bit of scrying though. Oh, and he's got, you see, he had the perfect creature for drawing five basic lands. Here's the thing. Can't even kill the Sojourner. This is instant, right? Right, I've got to make a decision here. Next to combat, do we attack with a Missionary? Because we can tail swipe to put 4 damage into that. If he blocks, we can kill it. I think it's a good, I reckon it's a good trade. Yeah, we'll just send this guy in and see what he's going to do about it. So yeah, 4 damage into the Sojourner, and then we'll tail swipe the Sojourner. Oh, target a creature you control. Why did I not think of the Deathbloom Gardener? And I get to keep the Missionary, so, and I get to kill the Rager as well. That seems good. That's a good trade. Let's end the turn there. And we'll just hold this land. Okay, that is an 8/8. Nice. Boy. Play the Plains, I think, and then next. No attacks, and end the turn. Okay, let's resolve that, and then let's stall for time these guys. I'm going to take 5 damage. Okay, that's pretty nice. Play the Manaworker. turn. He's got to get more blockers out. There's a blocker. Yeah, I think we citizens arrest it and kill him. We'll see what happens though. Can he untap one of these guys? Damn it. Get artillery blast. Oh boy. Okay, we can play Shanna with help from the Manaworker. Were we greedy there? Should we have realised he had artillery blast? Maybe. He just needs another removal spell and... or another blocker. Okay. Oh boy. This is this got interesting. Okay. We should have some big creatures in the deck. At least we've got a life cushion. Oh no, what's this? Something else horrendous. Nice. Okay, just steal my creature and then get all the life gain. So this is literally just control magic. Ah boy. Okay, well this is gonna give me another big life cushion. I'll make the life cushion that much bigger. And he has to destroy evil. Sure he does. I'm going to die very quickly here. And he's got Lightning Strike for that, because why not have all the creatures and all the removal? Why not have 5 removal cards? Yeah. Sorry, 6 removal cards, because that's a control magic card. Yeah, why not? Okay, no blocks will take a little bit of damage. He's got to keep a blocker back, you see. Oh boy. And yeah, he's going to draw a million cards off that. We're going to have an Elfhame Wurm, but oh my god. He's consistently managing to draw 5 removal cards every game. But yeah, this is looking like a terrible decision. The Citizen's Arrest, sorry, it's 6 removal now. Citizen's Arrest on a 2/1 flyer was not good. Let's count this up. 7, 15, 16, 20. So I think block the 8/8. But yeah, I think even if I'd taken out the War Leech instead, I was dead lost here. I can't stop. I mean, when he gets his 5 basic lands in 5 turns, and he can just do everything in his deck. Yeah. So I think I've had Shanna 4 times in Sealed, and I've never drawn any cards off. No, I drew one off. That first game I did draw a card off her, to be fair. Okay, that was silly. I don't think there's anything I want to sideboard. Let's play first, please. Oh my god. Let's mulligan, please. That's a lot better, thank you. Shalai's Acolyte, I think, has to go on the bottom. And get actually some blue, which is quite important. What's more important? Maybe a mana worker. Okay, it's a slow start. We'll chip in for a point of damage. Guessing he's got his Runic Shot again. Yeah. Yeah. His favourite spell. Gets it every game. And then he scries and finds the next one. And I'm going to draw a lot of land, looks like. Still, I'll be able to cast pretty much everything in the deck. I'm on, 6 land already, so I'm only 1 away from the Mossbeard. Yep, good card. So yeah, I just have to top the Mossbeard now, and I'll be absolutely fine. Top deck it. So I started 2 cards behind, because I went first and I mulliganed, so yeah, that's why it's got so many cards, I think. And this is obviously a card advantage dude. I think in his upkeep we will tap his 2 guys down. We're just not really finding anything to do. Okay. That's something. We want to play the 7 mana version. See now, he's hit the Crystal Grotto, but he's got, the only one he's missing is Swamp. I mean, Magic's an easy game when you just hit all your colours of mana. Really, I mean. Okay, so yeah, I think we just play this threat out and just fingers crossed he doesn't have removal right away. Or we use it as a blocker against the Sojourner, because we know he's got another Runic Shot in the deck. He's got Citizen's Arrest, okay, sure. Herbalist. Okay. 4, 7, 8, yeah. We can play both these if we play that guy. That guy. Pretty good. That'll do. If this deck is kind of know what to expect from this deck. He's going to have 3 more removal cards. Oh, right, Cleaving Skyrider, of course. Yeah, that was from game 1. So that kills the 4/4. He's tapped out. So, okay, kill the Herbalist. That seems pretty good to me. How about killing a 2/2? Is that a good idea? Do we need to double block the Sojourner next turn? Yeah, maybe we need to double block the Sojourner next turn. I'll block just like that. Okay, yeah, I've only got 8 minutes left. The time has flown by actually. Okay, I'm gonna admit that this is a big risk. I'm gonna do this guy 8 damage, and if he's got he could just completely blow me out with removal. We know he's got removal. Yeah, Lightning Strike. We forgot about Lightning Strike. So yeah, big risk. We got punished. Because he had removal. Actually, it's only number 3, but then that's removal number 4. Nice. Sorry, Cleaving Skyrider was removal number 4. That's removal number 5. Yeah. So I think literally every game he drew 5 removal cards, and he got his mana perfectly. But it does help when he gets scrying effects. And the Vineshaper. There you go. That's magic for you. I think we'll look at the deck. I don't think I think this is fine. I'm fine with it at the moment. And we'll play another game. And we might lose, and that's fine, because this is the way you've got to look at it. You're paying 2,000 gems to get some cards, and you get to play some games and have a bit of fun on the way. Anything else is a bonus, really. So that guy got a win. He got a few more gems. He's probably very happy. But yeah, must be nice to get the right mana for Runic Shot and draw Runic Shot in your 5-color deck in like the first 3 turns. Follow it up with Vineshaper Prodigy. It's like, yeah, he's got fixing and scrying and card advantage, but he's also hitting all the right mana for it. Anyway, it's magic. These things happen. I think the thing is, you play against these domain decks, and when they don't perform very well, you don't even notice. You run over them, and you don't give it a second thought afterwards. I think everyone would play 5-color Magic if you could guarantee getting the right mana. It's obviously that he's stacked his deck with all the best cards. As long as he just draws the right mana, he's gonna outpower me, because the power level of his cards is just going to be a bit higher. So he's got the Sojourner, he's got the Cleaving Skyrider, he's got the blue. I think it's double blue, wasn't it, for the mind control dude? Right, I will play first. I've got green, blue red, black blue. So we're missing white, and white is the predominant colour. We can't cast the Ancient, so it's literally nothing I can cast. But with 3 lands. And I do have a lot of planes in the deck. I'm going to give this one a big old gamble. And I'm going to probably kick myself. But when you get a decent hand, it's best of 3, so we don't have the hand smoother. 3 lands is a godsend, right? And getting my splash colours is nice. And we've got 1 green. So, fingers crossed we're actually going to top deck something playable, and or a plains. Okay, so I think it's the black mana that's of use. I think red. Okay. What did I say? We just need to top deck something. We actually got our rare. Very happy to see that card. We don't have a follow-up. Oh, we got a plains. Okay, so I'm very happy now. we're going to play the Plains because then we can actually protect Quirion Beastcaller. We may not get another creature for a while, but this rings a bell. So yeah, another day. The Dominion deck. He's hit his 5 basic lands already because he's got hit the right tap lands. So deja vu all over again. Right, cool. He's taken 2 off the top there. We can't do anything this turn. I think we're going to go for a 3/4 flyer as well next turn. So yeah, it's a slightly strange, slow format, it feels like, with lots of tap lands. We were expecting... oh wow, I was expecting Runic Shot number 2, but... in fact, it's 2 Root Wallers. Of course it is. At least he can only sort of pump one of them to 7/7. Okay, over to my turn. Right. That's good. So, I think we want to play Shalai. To pump our Beastcaller. I'm quite happy if he chooses to trade off here. Oh yeah, we don't have double green, by the way. And we're not blocking, so he didn't pump, so he's got something else to do. Gaea, it's rough. Okie doke. So the choice we have here is stall for time on his upkeep. We want to try and draw green, or we do the Beastcaller and then we can't really stall for time. I think stall for time's the right move, so I'll do that, swing in for 3. And end the turn. We need to hit double green, don't we? That's all there is to it. We did it, we hit double green. Okay, cool. Okay, get some basic land. Guessing he didn't have removal then. Right, I think... yeah, we're hitting 7 mana. We can actually do Beastcaller and Tsar. I think that's better than the Ancient here. I don't think there's any advantage to playing them before I attack. We'll see if he... maybe he'll blow up the Acolyte. So pretty sure, yeah, play that, then we can play a Forest. And play Tsar. So he's got a blocker. Gets a big pump +5/+5 pump next turn. And he's untapping the Root Wallers next turn. Yeah, I've hit 5 land types, so I'm very lucky as well. Okay, right, so that's a concede there. I think there's definitely an opportunity for Destroy Evil here. We just saw an enchantment. When he pumps his Root Waller, it gets to toughness 4. So that comes in. What do we drop? It's hard to say what we drop, actually. Do we drop Bizarre? Didn't see any flyers. Do we drop a Snarespinner? Seems dubious. Yeah, let's drop a Snarespinner, but okay, it's a double white start. If we draw a land, we can play Citizen's Arrest. Opponent goes first. We're drawing an extra card. I'm going to really hope that extra card is a forest. And I'm going to keep 7. Okay, he's conceded. He didn't get a good hand. Didn't get a good mulligan, I'm guessing. But this is where, you know, when there's no hand smoothing algorithm, you get rough, much rougher hands in best of 3. Okay, Carduvian Atrocity. So that's a relief, actually. I thought, oh no, is this going to be my first 0-2 in traditional sealed in this set? And so we're going to get the at the very least we'll get 500 gems, which is all right. Let's carry on. Right, just checking everything is fine. Okay. Now we've got all white. We do have a card draw card that can slow down my opponent. And I'm going to draw an extra card. It's not great, but and there's a couple of things we can't cast. So, well, there's literally one thing I can cast. So we keep it, and just fingers crossed. Okay, lines. Okay. Oh, that's a nice top deck. 2/3 lifelinker. See if he does. He could play 2 lands in the form of a tap land here. Eerie Soul Tender. Oh, nice. So green black, maybe with self mill. He's actually got red in here. Okay, this is a user of combat tricks, by the way, and there goes his Defiler of Flesh. So he probably has ways of bringing these back. And I will stop on upkeep. And go next. No attacks. End turn. Because I did not draw any more land. Oh, thank God. Okay, he's got a big creature. My efforts might not be enough here. Right. We don't want to play the Vineshaper. We'll do what we can. We'll play a Snarespinner. But we are outmatched at the moment. Can trade with a 3-1. So one thing to say, he's got no flyers yet. The black has a very nasty pump flyer. Okay, that's Menace. I can only double block. We can't kill the sentry. What is there for one black that he can do? I bet just... so actually, okay, he did keep that back. I've got to take this off full screen so I can actually look at my notepad file. Hopefully I don't run out of time whilst I'm doing this. Yeah, usually I have this prepared. So for one black, you can cut down. Okay, right. Sure. I think... Okay, that's got Menace. I think I'm okay double blocking here. I think that's fine. Or am I? Am I fine with that? Trading off with Phyrexian Missionary. That's 7 damage going through. I think, yeah, let's block like that. Missionary's down. Okay, Citizens Arrest is good to see. The Prodigy could just be a blocker. Right, we can have a 4/4 blocker there. That's only a 3/4. We can arrest the sentry and have a 2/2. Which doesn't seem great to me. But yeah, maybe it'll do in a pinch. We know this guy's a bit of a combat trick user. If I do try some blocking, I might be in trouble. So I think we'll play the 4/4. Just learn a bit more about his combat tricks, I guess. But we're expecting Gaea's Might. And we killed the Soul Tender so he can bring back his Defiler of Flesh. That's the one kind of one problem we've got. Okay. So we only have 2 types of land, so we can't really pump many things. We can only pump like 1/1s, as if their toughness is less than the number of basic land types you've got. We don't really want to attack. 4, 6. And we want to, yeah. I think we just chill. I think we don't do anything here. Because we want a pumped Shalai's Acolyte, which can punch through the sentry. Yeah. And that's probably a bit scarier than the sentry as well. Yeah, it can bestow some menace on his creatures. I guess Zar was the right choice. He's held off the team quite effectively. We have hit 7, so we could play the Acolyte now. I think I will. So 5/6 blocker. He didn't draw removal yet. He could... all this can do is just give something menace. So it's like extra damage getting through. Okay, Elfhame Wurm. Okay. But this is the kind of the problem my deck's going to have. It doesn't have that many mana fixes that give you blue, so we really don't want to play the Prodigy without blue. So I think I will Citizen's Arrest the Defiler. And I think we'll hold the Acolyte back as a blocker. I don't think it's a good idea to attack here. Try and stall for as long as possible till we can actually get the blue mana, because then my deck kind of wakes up a little bit. Hope he doesn't just draw his removal. Okay, so I don't think Tsar is doing a hell of a lot. I think we'll try trading off and, you know, run into his first combat trick, I guess. Okay. That could have been worse. And that is a fantastic draw. I'm going to attack with the Acolyte now. And he has Outrage Blessing. Okay, nice. Right. We'll play the Deathbloom Gardener. We'll keep hold of the forest. We'll end the turn. So that's 2 of those in the deck, and Furious Bellow. Okay, yeah, the Bog Badger gets through. Okay. Our blue mana is going to be quite stressed here. I want to stall for time. I want to play creatures. Yeah, Vineshaper Prodigy is not quite going to do it here. I think we'll just have to block his 2 biggest creatures and take more damage from the Bog Badger. But I think, okay, we'll hold the forest. We'll still hold the forest, and we'll go stop on his upkeep. No attacks, and end turn. Stall for time with Kicker, Sentry, and Line Breaker. Another land, sure. Oh, that is a good draw. Okay, the Beastcaller. This can get bigger and bigger. Okay, Shanna's quite a good threat. I can. This will hold off the Bog Badger because he won't want to attack into and let Shanna swing back, basically. I think we can just keep. We only need one land in hand, I reckon. So I think we can keep playing land. No attacks with that, and end the turn. So yeah, my deck has woken up a bit now. Now I've got the blue mana. It's got another menace creature, and all these guys on tap next turn. He's got one card left. I can get my Beastcaller to 4/4 as well. Okay, that's a Territorial Maro. I think we want to play this with Kicker, though. And then we can play the Maro afterwards, and it'll only be a 4/4, but it's something. Take up the shield is kind of what I want, but the Tributary makes the Maro huge. It makes him an 8/8 instead of a 4/4. But take up the shield means I can draw lots of cards with Shanna, right? Because as long as he doesn't have instant speed removal, I'm going to do take up the shield. I think I like the idea of that quite a lot. He untaps with everything next turn. Yeah, we play a Plains, I think, or not. The Beastcaller wants to be blocking, I think. So we'll send Shanna in. Okay. Opponents can't gain life. Opponents can't gain life. Okay, right. Good point. I can't draw. But he should be able to pump that knight. Right? So there's no point doing that unless he's going to pump the knight. So yeah, I've misplayed. I forgot this little detail on this guy. Yeah. And he can just pump it all the way and not die. But that's my bad. I completely failed to read that card. Which is a bummer, but yeah. So now we can't play the Maro. So yeah, the correct play was to play an 8/8 Maro that turn. Never mind. So yeah, he's got the Shanna will just always get frustrated. It'll either get blown up, or someone will play Knight of Dust Shadow, and I'll never draw any more cards off it. I got one card off it, okay, so in a previous game, but the Shanna dream is just, you know, destined to be frustrated. So it looks like Linebreaker can get through pretty well here, and yeah. So Shanna on the defense would have been pretty good. Yeah, we either want an 8/8 Maro or Shanna on the defense with a take up the shield. But Line Breaker could actually... And he's got Bug Badger number 2, and he's got Menace for everybody. Okay. How much... Let's just add here. That's going to get to 8, right? And I can only, like, block one of these guys. I'd love to block the Shadow, but Shadow's going to get through with 4. 4, 7, 8, 9. So I can't block that. I think that's good game, isn't it? So, that's all I can do. Yeah. Bog Badger of Doom. Okay, we're running out of time. Remember, we are on a timer, so let's concede that one. So he's 5 minutes ahead now. Okay. Do we need Destroy Evil? Yes. What do we not need so much? Snarespinner's not so good here. I didn't see many flyers. Yeah, let's look at green. Yeah. I do have these big creatures here. Do I want some more big creatures? Instead of Missionary. Because he's got so many Bog Badges, I'm thinking I need more 3/3s. Or 2 5s. No. I think I like my deck as it is. Oh, yeah, tell you what, would actually have made sense. Okay, let's play first. Okay, we've got the Gardener. Turn 4 Vineshaper Prodigy, I think. Rather than playing him for beat down on turn 2. If we'd gone wide, we have a go wide strategy we can go to try and counter his menace. Just didn't occur to me quickly enough. Because his deck kind of counters mine a bit with the menace, with me relying on big creatures. You can just get through for a lot of damage. Right, we'll just watch his timer here. So we've got 18 minutes to try and win 2 games. He's got 22 minutes. Okay, it's forest. Right, there we go. Plains next. That's the other thing I just oh, Thran Portal, so he's going to take damage. Love to see it. Right. I think it's Deathbloom Gardener here. So he's got... that's he does have white, that's right. Badger. So he's got a fast start going, and they're all outside range of Destroy Evil. I don't want to play the Vineshaper Prodigy now. I think it has to be. So he's a 4/4, which is quite good. But the Librarian, he could trade off, and he can get me the next land. Yeah, we need that land, I think. A Missionary is really good as well. Because we could Missionary and get back the Librarian as well, if we wanted to have that on top of the deck. But yeah, I think maybe Plains on top is safest policy, in case he decides to kill the Gardener. And I keep up Destroy Evil mana if he does use a pump spell. But we didn't see the pumps, the guy's pump spell. He's got the black one that gives Death Touch and indestructible. Yeah, you can see it's a deck of 3/3s, so the Phyrexian Missionary is actually outclassed a bit. So yeah, he's hit his red mana this time. Let's just watch 20 minutes, and I'm on 16 now. Okay, Librarian will trade with Badger. Soul of Windgrace, okay. That's going away. Okie doke. Yeah, we want to draw Phyrexian Missionary next turn. We'll play an Elfhame Wurm. Okay, feel good about putting Destroy Evil in. Take 4. He's got his own. Okay. Okay, I guess we swing with our worm because it is Vigilance. It's going to take the damage. Okay. Interesting. That's like 4 mana. I've got 6 mana, so can't quite do that one. Vineshaper or Maro. Kind of need a Maro. Another 4/4. It's just a weak creature, but actually Missionary getting back Librarian makes a lot of sense. Then I've got something to trade with the Brawler. Okay, Mr. Maro will block you. expecting Outrage Blessing, yeah. More damage gets through. Oh no, loads more damage gets through. Okay. Well, we've got a card. We're gonna let's do our Vineshaper now. We like a bit of stalling for time, I think. This fixes all of our mana problems. This draws a card though. Good. And right, next to combat. I might use take up the shield defensively. It might be a bad idea if he's got instant removal, but I don't want to swing in and use it to kill the brawler, really. Okay, he's got a Battle Rage Blessing. I've got to take up the shield. Weird how how that works actually. Okay, it's a stall for time on a couple of these, I guess. So the brawler can't kill my worm and it's got vigilance, so I think that's a good reason to attack with it. And he's actually on 11, so he's not that healthy. I'll watch the time, yeah, 13 minutes, oof. Stop on his upkeep. Okay. Trade off to get damage gets through. Do we hold the plains? 5, 6. I think we hold the plains and end the turn. Oh, Runic Shot, how nice. Mindbreaker, okay, that's problematic. So that's just an annoying evasion creature, isn't it? Probably should have played the plains last turn, now I think of it. He's much more likely to play a big creature. The mana situation, I've got 7 mana. That's sorcery speed, unfortunately. And this won't be able to block the Linebreaker Bailoff. So yeah, that's a good draw for him, I've got to say. We can missionary, and yeah, I think we've messed up a bit, but I think it's okay. We would just have to chump block with a librarian. I'd much rather play a bigger creature. Okay, that's quite handy, but yeah, I think not. I think we won't go for the land. So no attacks and end turn. So you see, we spent so much time there. We're now down to 11.5 minutes. But yeah, I think it was a it was a tough choice, but yeah, we have to go for the Librarian as a chump blocker. I don't think we can afford to take 4 damage. Okay, Bog Badger. Okay. This goes to 3/4 with Tail Swipe, so that's pretty cool. To take out the Bog Badger. It's pretty cool. I think we'll Runic Shot the Line Breaker. Oh, and that's a good one on the top. That's another creature as well. And I think I'm quite happily swinging in for 5. Or am I? Or am I? We might... he's got 8 damage there. And he's got Trample. I think I'll swing in for 1 with 1. Now I'm getting to 13 life, aren't I? I think I'm going to be a bit bold here and swing in like that. Go to 13 and end the turn there. And he might have, of course, the pump spell, the 3 extra damage. That would be 11. He's going to actually have to do that. Oh, that's quite good then. Right. I think, yeah. Let's play Plains and the Mossbeard Ancient. Get a bit more life and no attacks. Okay. And we're down to 10 minutes. Okay, he has a Death Toucher. Right, he concedes there. We've got 10 minutes left. Can we win in 10 minutes? Okay, do we do what I said we would do and go for... So obviously that Maro, Mossbeard Ancient. If we go Cavalier, and maybe Heroic Charge as well. This is maybe very stupid. It feels horrible, but Stall for Time has been a winner for me. I would say it's a case of, do we drop the Elfhame Wurm? Shalai's Acolyte. Okay, let's drop them. We're going to try the go wide strategy here. It's just maybe a long shot, maybe a terrible decision, but let's do it. Do I like Heroic Charge though that much? Do we have enough creatures to make this work? Okay, I think we'll go for it. Okay, we've dropped some of the big creatures. We've got creature makers because we're against a menace deck. Oh, I tell you what. We didn't take out our combat tricks, our take up the shield. If you're taking out the big creatures, maybe that's the correct choice. So, controversial decision, but yeah. It just seems like going wide is the right decision when he's got 2 Bog Badgers and he's got other creatures of that nature. Right, now opponent goes first. I get to draw an extra card. Yeah, I get to play my Grizzly Bears, I think. At least they can double block a 3/3. Not the best hand, but it's best. It's a best of 3 hand. It's an on the draw hand. And I'm happy. So I think if he gets early creatures, we just got to match him. Okay, that's a swamp. Okay. Yeah, he does get this guy. So we'll just have to play a Vineshaper Prodigy without the kicker, which is painful, but... Knight. Pumping. Okay. We could citizens arrest him because he is a problem for the deck. He can pump to 3/3 next turn. And I guess I don't gain life from I take up the shield. And I think I'll just swing back for 2. Oh, no, yeah, we've already spent a minute. Less than 9 minutes remaining, yeah. More badger, okay. Right, you've got a Phyrexian Missionary. Think. So we could stall for time. Yeah, I think this is a stall for time turn. Oh, okay, that could be quite helpful. So, Windgrace, okay. We've hit a land. Okay, okay. Can't kill the Soul of Windgrace. Right, we could play a Vineshaper Prodigy, double block him. But we know he's got combat tricks as well. And we could Runic Shot him next turn when he after he attacks. There's all these guys who need the blue mana, need the splash mana. I think it's terrible, but I'm going to have to play Vineshaper Prodigy without anything. And a turn, right. Okay, sure. So, okay, we've got a creature to bring back with Missionary. This trample. Take up the shield on this one. 6 minutes 41 left. Instant removal. Okay. Then we Runic Shot. And he might have this thing that saves it, but he doesn't this time, which is a remarkable stroke of luck. And we won't do anything else. Six minutes 18 left. He's got loads left, 14 minutes. Four cards left, 4 land. We can missionary for the Vineshaper Prodigy, which is quite cool. We could play Tsar. We're going to block here. Okay, that's the Furious Bellow. I knew. We saw that in game 1 in the graveyard. So I'd like some kind of blocker to hold him off. So I think we'll go for a 4/4. Because he has used a Furious Bellow now, so maybe he. And yeah, we'll let him do that. That's fine. His next one, the Death Touch one. Just run him out of all this crap, basically. Okay. Well, it's a trade-off. And he gets to draw a card. Oh, which is nice for him. Okay. Sweet. We will missionary now and bring back Tsar. So we have a plan with Tsar. Tsar plus Captain's Call seems pretty good. Okay, Linebreaker Bailoff is annoying. Yeah, we'll just arrest that as well. Swing for 2, get 2 more life points back. Can't do anything else. But yeah, hard to deal with that creature because this guy's only a 4/4. Cool, he's going back to small creatures now, which is good news. Yeah, we'll play Tsar. We've got the Tsar plan. Let's see, 5 minutes 17. Is he looking at my enchantment? Is he going to disenchant it? So I've done well for removal. I got my 2 removal spells there. And a Runic Shot. Stall for time, take up the shield. It's almost like I got my 5 removal spells this game. Another land, Meteorite, 2 damage to my dome. Okay. 2 damage to the dome. So it's Captain's Call here. I think it's a Salvaged Manaworker as well. Swing with Tsar, and whenever he becomes tapped, you like pump everything. So I think the missionary should get a token as well. Yeah, that's solid. That's a pretty solid turn. So double block Tsar, we'll see. 4 minutes 51. Have we got the upper hand now? I hope so. Yeah, double block. More life points as well, so that's quite nice. And then heroic charge next turn. Seems good. If he's got the double black sweeper, that would win. Just got a 4/4 creature, okay. Swing in with everything. Now we can't quite give trample, but this should be enough, I believe. So 6 damage going through, it's going to turn into more damage. Oh yeah, we've got Manaworker, so we could have done trample as well. Oh, that was nice. So I had made a last minute change, and I thought I'm going to regret this, but it actually worked out. And that, yeah, that keep was a bit rough. 2 forests, but on the draw, so okay, that's good. Okay, we actually got to 2 wins. That's very significant. Such a big jump in traditional sealed. You go from 500 gems to 1200, so which is pretty nice. So we'll carry on with this one. I'm not even considering the going to the red-blue spells deck. I don't think it's just not meaty enough. It doesn't really inspire confidence in me at all. This deck, it does the basics right. It's got big creatures. It's got potential to gain a lot of life. Can do a bit of card draw, bit of removal. It's a capable deck, I think. But yeah, that was the best result for Zar as Ojanen. He put he put tokens on the entire team pretty much. It's another one who looks like he ought to be really good, but he just has a big target painted on him, so he rarely gets to actually. His ability very rarely triggers, it seems. But I've got to say, if I was playing his deck, he was using a lot of, well, we saw 3 combat tricks, right? I quite like the black one. I don't think there's any need for the red one in there. I suppose, yeah, he's playing he's playing red to play the Soul of Windgrace. I think that's what it's called. But yeah, red's a splash colour. I don't know. I'd be happier with another creature in that slot. But I guess sometimes you're stretched. So you never know, that might have just been the best option for the slot. But 3 combat tricks for a 40 card deck seems like overkill to me. I mean, I was playing 2 there and I wasn't too comfortable with it, but they definitely did the job. They performed quite well. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, we are playing. We found an opponent. Oh, that's nice. Okay, I'm going to go full screen again, I think. Okay, this looks okay. We've got a 2-drop, we've got 4 land. Couple of 5-drops. The Maro is not looking like the best card in the deck at the moment. It's not. We don't have a hell of a lot of the tap lands. So it's usually going to just be a 4/4 for 5, which is a bit uninspiring. I think this is the guy we're going to cut for Destroy Evil most games. Or just keep him in the sideboard. It's an emergency big creature. Right, Phyrexian Missionary. So I think we'll start with Snarespinner just in case we can hit some black mana. Hey. Oh, isn't that the top deck of the century? I have literally one basic island in the deck. I'm so happy to see that. So we can play Shanna. I'm sure she'll get blown up, but playing Shanna on the curve in a deck with one basic island and 2 tap blue sources. Okie doke. Double white or double green? I think we should have double white in play. Do we want to play a Phyrexian Missionary? Yeah, we don't have the black mana yet. I kind of want to do something this turn. Build up the board a little bit. No attacks. So this could swing in as a 5/5. But he's not going to. Okay, we've got Mossbeard Ancient. It's a pretty nice one. The Maro is a 6/6, by the way. Tsar can't actually pump anyone on the team yet until we get the 4th land. So I think we go for the Maro. Or Maro, if you like. No attacks. It's Shieldra. Okay, that's pretty bad news. Okay, Maro is going to get up to 8/8 because I found a mountain. Now, I think we just go into the Maro. This is definitely the best game for the Maro. It's not done anything for me before. Yeah, 8 damage, cool. And then we'll play Tsar. And Tsar can go in and actually pump 3 of my guys, which is pretty cool, I think. Okay. So, yes, we could play Mossbeard Ancient, but we've got a way of gaining life this turn. I think we're gonna Vineshaper. Why is it tap both my white? Oh no. Okay, Quirion Beastcaller's too late. I think we'll go for the next Prodigy. That makes a lot of sense to me. Okay. I'm going to play a Forest. And so the bad news is somebody dies to Shieldred. But we get some good compensation. And I'm pretty sure this is how it should work. But these have got 3 toughness. I've got 4 land types, right? That's a mountain. He's going to have 4 toughness. I don't want Shanna to die. That's the main thing. So I'm going to leave her at home. That's pretty nice. Yeah, that makes sense. What are you doing elsewhere? Okay, double blocking that, okay. Take out that life gain. Makes sense. That's 10 damage going through. Kill the Bog Badger, I guess. And Shanna. Take action. 1, 2, 3. Did we do it? Did we get a really big payoff from Shanna? Yeah, I think we did. Ouch, that's gonna hurt. He's still got Shieldred. Did forget about that detail. He has Shieldred. But I think it's worth it. I think we have an advantage here, and I think we can just stall for time, kick it, tap these down. Yeah, get in there. Yeah, okay. Okay, pretty decent. Okay, Maro had the best possible game he could ever have, but now he is getting cut from the deck, and then we go for Destroy Evil, because there's an evil to destroy, I'd have to say. As for the rest of the deck, yeah, Zar had a good game there. He's got some very tough creatures, I've noticed. I'm not sure if Zar is that good. Gaia's might actually be better. But let's say done to that. That's definitely a very, very fortunate draw for me. Top decking an island turn 3 is ridiculous. Okay, so the RNG is going to have its revenge. We're going to have a one-lander. It's a good one-lander because we've got 2 2-drops. And we've got the Quirion Beastcaller, which is a very good 2-drop. And we're going second, so we draw a card. So you could consider keeping this hand. I will mulligan, however. That's good land. Oh yeah, that's all our mana. Do we have any creatures? Not really. I think Shalai's Acolyte goes on the bottom, and will be a control deck, it looks like, for a little while. Okay, Knight of Dawn's Light. Okay. Pump Knight, first strike. The Vine Wall of all things. Okay, let's get another land. That's a good idea. So we just have no answer to this knight. I think we just, well, other than Citizen's Arrest, I think that's what we have to do. Just going to do us quite a lot of damage. No, he's got another one. Okay. That gives us even more domain, I suppose. Very good domain. This would be a fantastic draw for Maro. It's a shame he's not about. Now he could double pump this if he wants, and then we can actually get him. Part with Crusher. And over to my turn. Oh, we have a Shanna, right. Okay. Okay, so I was going to stall for time and take these out to slow them down. I think I play a Shanna. I've got mana for Destroy Evil, so I can still have a pretty good turn, and then I can kind of threaten to do a few things. I'll see what kind of attack he wants to do. Okay, barricade. He didn't do any kind of attack. Okay, that's interesting. We will... I want to use my mana effectively here, so I'm going to destroy evil on one of his blockers here. So I'm not so scared about his walls, really. We could see, we could stall for time next turn, but I think it's pretty good to stall for time right now. Just tapping these down. Draw a card, and then we'll go to combat. Through, gain 3 life, end the turn, and take action with Shanna. 1, 2, 3. Wow. Refill my hand. Pretty amazing. I think that's a good use of, you know, an unkicked stall for time. So Mossbeard Ancient's a pretty good move. Obviously Shanna's going to just run in and get killed. But we do have to take up the shield, of course. We have, actually Tsar is pretty good here. So I think I like the idea of Tsar. And I'll play it cagey now. And because we can always keep our power. I'll take up the shield mana. And this is quite a scary pump knight, isn't it? Because it increases toughness as well. To my turn. Right. How about we attack with Tsar and Shanna? Go on the offensive a little bit. Oh, the only problem was, you know, if I played some other creatures, I could have pumped everything with Tsar, but there you go. Oh, the Tsar pumps himself as well, that's nice. Okay, the Vine Wall's going to take the block there. Okay, doesn't block. Gets the scry. We can actually draw 4 cards, so we'll have to oh, that's sweet, yeah. Yeah. I'll draw 2 cards, I think, end of turn. No need to be greedy. I think I just want this big creature in the air. I'll just swing in with it probably. Let's attack with everything. Okay. So we this is ridiculous, but we'll take up the shield on both of these. Take out a tap creature as well. Scry and get some good stuff. Just draw 2 cards at the end of the turn. Yep. So yeah, my deck can do some pretty ridiculous things. Okay. So that goes to 3 wins, that's nice. First. Oh boy. Had a few of these one-landers. 2-lander, we've got green and white. I'll keep it, it's not great. Mossbeard Ancient on the bottom, I think. On balance. turn 2 Vineshaper, just to try and hold the line. That's very good. Yeah, turn 2 Vineshaper. Yeah, the Shoba Brawler, they all have it. Okay, very good draw. We got blue mana. It's not the untapped one, but we've only got one untapped one, to be fair. Oh, Sheep Elf. Oh, that's a lot of guys. That's pretty impressive. Okay, we've got the Shanna. Now, removal is what I'm thinking. On the Splatter Goblin. Okay. Okie dokie. Right. I'm going to say correct move could be Shanna blocking the Stalker, or it's Vineshaper Prodigy blocking a Splatter Goblin. I'm going to go, yeah, I'm going to block the Stalker, which might be slightly greedy. Okay. Because he could have had take up the shield there. And we have take up the shield. Speak of the devil. Okay, nice. 3/3 there. Good. That's what I hoped you'd do. Block one of them. Block here. So he's tapped out as well, you see. Shanna gets to live. So, bit of an issue here. I think... Oh, there's a good point here. Shanna just swings in as a 4/4. And then I just draw 4 cards, end of turn. Which seems like a pretty good move. Do have to discard something, but can't have everything. Okay, we'll drop one of those land. It's got the Sojourner, yeah. Think upkeep will do stall for time. Because that is a big creature he's got. Now, what I didn't think about was him having a counter spell, possibly. which could be his last card. Can use his Pixie to change that into something. Oh, what's it? What is that? I didn't really look at it. 2/4 flying, and it does some things. I guess we are attacking with Shanna, though. Damage is going through. Okay. Need to kind of do something. I think Deathbloom Gardener. And enter, draw a couple of cards. Cool, okay. I want one land, I think. Could discard a forest. What aren't we playing this game? Maybe Vineshaper Prodigy is not getting played this game. I mean, that's... pretty mad, not playing your Vineshaper Prodigy. Okay, and I didn't read this. I still haven't read this. Look at the top X. Put one of them on top, so it does a cool scrying effect. If he has 5 basics, you draw a card. Okay, cool. Let's get another island out. Swing with Shanna. Yeah, that seems reasonable. Okay, let's check the timers here. 25 to 25. Okay. Next to damage. Oh yeah, he actually has got me there. Do I want to save my Deathbloom Gardener? Yeah. Okay, and I think I might... Do I want to play an Elfhame Wurm instead of drawing cards? Yeah, oh, the Maro is pretty powerful. Decline. Pass. Anyway, he's got some serious 4 toughness creatures, so this is definitely a destroy evil situation. Okay. This means this will get to draw a card when it attacks. That's quite cool. Let's Stronghold Arena, very interesting. He's gained a bunch of life. He's gained 6 life. And this draws a card as well. Right, Relic of Legends, yeah, adds mana and stuff like that. Okay. 8, 12, 14, okay. Citizen's Arrest. Sojourner. Yeah. So he's definitely got flyers here. I think Maro goes, Destroy Evil comes in. Actually, easier to click here, isn't it? That is just a big creature. Yeah, I think that is fine. We've been having dodgy opening hands and they're drawing lands, which is very nice. But let's not underestimate our opponent here, because we just got a very good draw and he didn't get any removal for Shanna, which is not normal. I think that might be 2 games in a row where I had turn 3 Shanna, then turn 4 Shanna, which is ridiculous. 3 blue sources in the deck. I've got to be lucky sometimes, I suppose. They might have got disconnected here. Okay, we have green and white land. Pretty happy. I guess we're playing Vineshaper as a grizzly bear. Quite a cool metal dragon he's got. So he's got 21 minutes, I've got 24. Okay. Well, I don't really want to win like this, but I'll take it. So that's my first my first champion deck in traditional sealed for Dominaria. So that's pretty exciting. I'm quite glad I didn't play the red-blue spells deck. It was quite tempting getting 2 of the rares for that deck. I mean the 2 rare guys. Look, we'll see them now actually. Keldon Flamesage. It's called. So it's got. You can get value out of it when they attack. You look at the top X cards. You may exile an instant or sorcery with mana value X or less, where X is the power of Keldon Flamesage, and it's got enlist. So you could get a 3-power creature to enlist this and cast your Giant's Firenado for free. I think I wanted to play blue with it, but maybe counter spells don't really work that well. So you can't really, negate's not that good. We've got 2 removal spells. Kicker doesn't work that well. I don't think you can kick spells that you cast from the library. And then there's ramp spell, can't draw spell. So I don't think blue's very good for that. I think maybe it's actually white you play, because we have, I guess, Runic Shot, take up the shield, so that's 3, stall for time is 5. So yeah, got kind of 5 removal things in white, so maybe there was a playable red-white deck. 5 plus Firenado plus Lightning Strike. Maybe Smash to Dust. Yeah. But yeah, it's a bit harder to make a spells deck, I think, in sealed. It's sort of, and it's a bit hard to tell whether it's going to be good or not, I think. If you've got, about 17 creatures, about 6 removal spells, that's tried and tested, and you've got a nice mana curve. It's so that's something that's going to be a bit more consistent. So now, so I made the red-blue deck first, and then I made this deck because I thought I can play green, white, blue. I was looking at blue, and I thought, how good is blue really? Because white was a very strong colour. I just shifted from blue to white. And I think what sold it for me was thinking about the 2 take up the shields, giving lifelink, and wanting to protect Shanna from removal. There seemed to be very good synergy, and I thought, if I'm protecting creatures, let's invest a lot in our creatures. Let's have some big creatures, rather than going for the go wide strategy. So the 2 Cavaliers, Captain's Call, and Heroic Charge. I cut all those. So instead we've got Territorial Maro, Mossbeard Ancient, which also has a bit of life gain, but I guess good luck casting that and having spare mana to draw cards off Shanna. But we never managed that particular combo, but we did take up the shield quite a few times. We saw Shanna coming out the last few games and just getting huge card advantage. Because we've got a very, very inconsistent mana base, I'd say. So just 3 blue sources, 7 white, 7 green. So this is the traditional way you splash a colour. Splash 1 colour in when you've got 2 main colours, 7, 7 and 3. But we've got, I guess, the Salvaged Manaworker, the Deathbloom Gardener can help a bit. And the Automatic Librarian as well. to try and smooth things along. Probably MVP was Stall for Time. It's a very good spell. Vineshaper Prodigy, I wasn't happy about it, but I had to play these as Grizzly Bears quite often. Just didn't. You don't draw the blue mana, you get this in the opening hand, and I feel I need a 2/2 to just stand in the way of things. And we did get Quirion Beastcaller once. I think it got bounced back to my hand once when it got to 4/4. Didn't see it too often. Missionary. I think we used this once or twice to get a creature back from the graveyard. Because black is even less likely to get. We've got one black land, but it's a good. I think a 2/3 lifelink for 2 is just very, very solid. Usually that costs you 3 mana in most sets. Yeah, but I do like playing big creatures, and I've been mulling over the idea of big creatures and combat tricks. We didn't find room for Gaea's Might this time. I also nearly put in Bortuk Bone Rattle, but we just don't have the mana to get this guy out consistently. I was going to drop Tsar for him, but as it turned out, because Tsar goes with the go wide plan, because he pumps small creatures, I thought he won't be very good, but he did a decent job and pumped the team once, because we did manage to hit our tap lands a few times. So, yeah. But yeah, having 2 Shalai's Acolyte, just, late game 5/6 flyer, that's pretty good. As well. That definitely swings things in this deck's favour. I counted, and because in the previous event, I just lost to small flyers the last couple of games, so that was on my mind. I was thinking, how do I deal with small flyers? This deck has got 9 answers to flyers, whether it's playing your own flyer, a reach creature, or having removal of some kind. So that gave me a bit of confidence as well. Yeah. So anyway, I guess that's what a champion deck looks like in best of 3. Right. I think I have added this to decks. I'll do it again. Right, claim the prize. We get 2,200. So, get our entry fee back. Roll on sealed number 11, I guess. So, yeah, I think that's a video. Thanks for watching. I'll just get rid of full screen there. And see you next time.